Welcome back to what Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a Turtle 1. It's a Tier 8 British non-turretless tank destroyer. It's located on the east spawn of Studzianki and it's under the command of ChoosenDark of REBRN. Okay, game started. Well, this is the new British tank destroyer. It was very new when this video was taken. And who could not like a tank which has got a smiley face on the front? Yes, look at that. Two headlights as eyes and the cable as the mouth. Yes, it does have a smiley face. But it also has a 55-pounder gun, which is quite powerful. Does 330 alpha. It's 108mm is the actual caliber. And does penetration of 224mm as well. And it's got very few weak points, this tank, because it's got nicely angled armour at the front, unlike some of the other tank destroyers, and very similar in some ways to the Tortoise, which does have angled armour on some of its casing. But yeah, the weak point on this vehicle is the sides, the rear, and of course that lower plate. And you can see that ChoosenDark's chosen to come up on the railway line, where you can get shots at the hill. And yes, there is an enemy tank up there, an LTTB. And he can also shoot into the power plant stroke factory area. I don't know if that is a power plant or factory area. Nobody's ever confirmed it to us. But this is what this tank destroyer is really designed for. It is an assault tank. It's like a Tortoise, but it's designed really to sit off at a distance and shoot at the enemy. And really not be seen, not be hit. It's got a fairly good reload time, as you can see there, 5.87 seconds. And ChoosenDark, well, with the lack of targets to shoot at, decided to move up, and that's really not a good idea, because that means he might be faced with a decision. Do I shoot at the IS-3 and the E-75 who are directly in front of me, or do I shoot at the Chimera and the LTTB who are off to my right? If he shoots at one, the other one's going to shoot him in the side. So it's really not a great decision moving up like this, because it's more than likely he is going to take some damage. Especially that Chimera. That's a very nasty little tank. 5.5 inch gun, which is quite fast firing and quite deadly. And we have featured a replay of a Chimera in action. Now, he has been spotted. And more than likely it's the guys over there. Yep, shells coming in. That was a Chimera. He just failed to penetrate. I wouldn't be surprised if we'll see the LTTB also tried the same. And he's rocking backwards and forwards at this moment. Yeah, the Chimera's firing again. But this time around he just hit the ground in front. That's the LTTB. That's an 85mm gun. And yes, just been hit again. This time around it did go through, and it was a lower plate hit. Yeah, you can see it there. So he's decided he's going to move sideways, and yeah, he's attracting more fire from the LTTB. Just as I said, you know, if you face one enemy, the other one's going to hit you in the side, so you're better off not moving close to the enemy just in case they do that. And he's been hit by the Chimera, and this time it was a much bigger hit. That 5.5 inch gun went straight in through the same spot. And there's an Noobs up there now firing 105mm rounds at him, but that one didn't go in, it hit the tracks. So really, he's in a bit of a pickle here. Now, if he pulls back just slightly, he is basically hull down here. So long as he's hull down, they can't get shots at his lower plate, but he can hit them. Trouble is, he's lost sight of those guys now, because our defenders, the T-44 and the T-34-2, are not moving up there to spot them occasionally. Now they are. And his first shot is actually quite a good one into the Noobs, right into the roof of him. That's the Noobs medium tank, not the tank destroyer. Here comes the LTTB. Oh, missed the chance there, and we lost the T-44. But the LTTB's put himself in a bit of a problem now, because he is vulnerable. And there you go. He's got his first kill. But here comes the Chimera. And yep, nice shot into him. In fact, now he's in trouble because he's overextended himself and he's gone. So ChoosenDark's getting some nice auto-aim shots on these guys. That's a good one. The UDES, well, he's a 2-shot now. But ChoosenDark's decided to pull back. And so has the other tank destroyer on his team. The IS-3 came up right to the entrance and ChoosenDark managed to put one through him. 288, so a very low roll. He's going to have a problem though soon because the UDES is going to reach the railway line, at which point then he's going to start getting shot in the side again. So he might need to keep his eye on where that UDES goes. Yeah, he's doing that. Is the UDES going to be silly enough to pull up and take a shot? Yes, he is. And that's the end of him. That's good news. That's really changed things because now they've got no threat from the north. Now it's just to deal with that IS-3 who's in the center trying to come around the other side. Or the T-26E4 Pershing who suddenly appeared out of nowhere. And now we've got an EBR-75 FL10 trying to make his way in through the north as well. Right, now will be a good idea to pull back, but he's trying to get a shot on that ISU. Good shot, right through the posts, or right between the posts. The EBR is still there over the other side. Did he get a shot? No, he tried an auto aim, it didn't work. He's a one-shot, that EBR. Just needs to get it on target. He's trying to. Now he's auto-aimed on, but the EBR's moving too quickly for him to auto-aim hit. He needs to do a quick lead shot. Nope, didn't work there. I think that Super Pershing's overextended himself, but the ISU just got hit and he's pulled back. We bounced around from the ECN5. Now we've got somebody behind us. A 53 TP who's blocking us in. We've got the top of that IS-3. Now, if he pokes out, we might be able to get around in. Oh, missed the chance on the Wizzy 132A. Now, the IS-3's come back and he's just bounced off our roof again. The roof is actually quite strong. It's very difficult to get around into the cupola, which might be what that IS-3 is trying to do. And that's one in through his drive area. I think he was tracked. Was he tracked? Well, no, this time round he did manage to get around in. But he's bound to come back for one more try, and he's a one-shot. So when he does, we'll put him out of his misery. And who appears now? The ISU 152. Well, the SU, or is it the SU's actually gone to one side? I'm trying to see. Oh, it's the Backchat 25 ton who's gone to the east. So he can probably get shots on the Super Pershing and the ISU. Okay, the IS-3 still trying to come in. He's being fired on by the Backchat. And he's gone. And behind us we got the E75 turned up. So we're getting everybody turning up here all at once. And the E75's down. So that means they've lost the ISU 152, which means that the only tank around the north is the EBR and that Super Pershing. There he is. EBR's come back again for another taster. Now try to manually aim it. Don't try to auto aim it. Every time he moves to try and have a go at the Super Pershing, the EBR comes out of its little hiding hole trying to get a shot. He's waiting for us to put a side on. Go to manually aim. Oh, gets him! I think he did actually auto aim that, or at least it felt like he did, but no, maybe it was a manual aim. Well, this T10 is actually getting in the way a bit and he's using us as armour. The T26 is a one-shot. There's no doubt about that. Here he goes. Bye-bye. And that means there's only 3 enemies left. The Wizzy 132A, who's to the north. The Striv, who's actually on the outskirts of the factory. and the Foch, which is in the south. And the strip, well, he's relocated himself. There he is. Now, he's got that 105mm gun, but it's very vulnerable, very low. Oh, he hit the pillar, and he doesn't get that kill. That could have been his top gun. So he's going to move now anyway. He might as well. He wants the top gun, I think. It's a pity that if he'd actually aimed for the rear of the strip, he might have actually picked up that top gun fairly easily. Now, the 132A is probably not in the north anymore. The Batchat's up there. He can't see him. We've got our binoculars engaged. But I think ChoosenDark needs to get a move on, because, remember, there's only two left. The Foch and that Wizzy 132, and he's got a much better chance if he's on the move. The Batchat's moving. Everyone's sort of like saying go in. I'm not saying it go in, but there is. There's the 132. Go on. He's just there in the dip. You can drive on top of him. And there's the Foch. Well, we bounced off the Foch, and oh, then the 132 goes for our field of fire, and we just got a steel wall by blocking around from the Foch. And the 132A just blew up when the SU-130 fired around into him. Well, yes, he does have rather a big gun. And he's now trying to get his way through those pillars. I'm not sure you're going to do that, actually, because I don't think there's a big enough gap there for you to get out the other side. No, I think he's going to now try and get around and side scrape on the Foch. Remember, there is a building further on. That's it. Yeah, you're going to have to side scrape around that as well. The SU-130PM's using that wreck as cover. The T-10's going to get down there. He'll spot him. He might be behind him behind the rock. No, he's not. Okay. And one more round. Oh, we've just got rammed. Oh, missed out the top gun. But at least there's a potential steel wall. So we'll have to see in the end of battle results. And it's a first class tanker for ChoosenDark in the Turtle. I know there's not a graphic here yet. I think that's because it hasn't been loaded. But he did actually pick up a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5 in the end. A shell proof for blocking more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. A spotter for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. Master gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating hits in a row. Yes, it's a very good gun. He got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and he also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. But he did pick up an epic medal after all. He did get the steel wall. He blocked at least, or received at least 11 shots, blocked more than at least 1,000 hit points of damage in total, and survived the battle. And yes, steel walls are fairly difficult to get because you have to suffer a lot of damage or block a lot of damage to get one. Let's have a look at team score. Well, didn't get the highest damage in the game. Nope, that went to the Batchat 25 ton. He was very efficient with 4,033 hit points of damage, but he did get wiped out in the end by that Foch. The next high score was the Strip S1 on the enemy team with 3,497, so he was quite good. And after that, it was the IS-3, who was sitting in the middle, 3,365 hit points of damage. ChoosenDark managed to get 2,948, just behind the SU-130PM at 3,149. He picked up a Confederate. When it came to kills, though, it was definitely ChoosenDark. He got 5 kills in total during that game. 4 kills went to the Batchat, and 3 kills went to that EBR, who's just proven to be a bit of a nuisance. And he also got a Naden's medal, so he must have killed all the light tanks on our team. The next category is the base XP, and we can see that ChoosenDark managed to get the highest amount in that, 1,347 base experience points out of that game. 995 went to the SU-130PM and 886 to the Batchat 25 ton. He fired 22 rounds, got 13 direct hits and 11 penetrations. Damage of 2,948 hit points, of which 300 hit points were up more than 300 meters. He did receive 11 hits. It was that last shot from the Foch which actually gave him the 11th hit, which didn't penetrate him. 3 penetrations, though, he did suffer, and 8 non-penetrations, and 3,110 hit points of damage blocked. He spotted one enemy vehicle, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 5, and did 1,085 hit points of spotting assist during that game. On a premium count, he earned 99,420 credits, and after a repair and ammunition resupply, and he did use standard ammo, so he ended up with 73,381 credits for the game, and he got 1 bond for getting the steel wall. 2,020 experience points, 4,042 for completing the mission events, and 202 a bonus because this is a premium vehicle, took away 6,264 experience points altogether. So it's a pretty good round actually. It's a pity that he missed out on that Top Gun. It would have been very easy if he'd shot around into the rear of that Striv, but I have the sneaking feeling that ChoosenDark didn't want to do that because he felt that it was such an acute angle on the Striv that it would have bounced off the side or bounced off the rear of him, and then it just would have failed to go through. And so instead he tried to fire through the pillar, but unfortunately that pillar is one of those ones, it's basically a steel girder, and shooting through that's like shooting through even more armor, and so obviously the shell was just going to bounce off instead of actually hitting the target. So yeah, missed opportunity, but it's still got an epic medal out of it, so can't knock that. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel if you can. We haven't got that many subscribers, not compared to some of the bigger content providers like Wiki Baby Jingles or Klaus Kellerman. No, I'm afraid we have relatively few, but that's probably because most people either don't know us, or if they do know us, they just don't like Arty. Well, that's a bit of a pity because we do put out an awful lot of content. There's an awful lot of videos about virtually every different tank in the game, and you can learn a lot from watching some of these videos because some of the players are super unicums and very, very good at doing what they do. So if you enjoyed this replay, our task is done. Thanks for watching.